an offensive word to use in your opinion? Scientists actually conducted a study on this, and what they found is that a lot of people actually find the word moist to be rude. And this is a problem because
I don't know, man. I don't know how to feel about anybody walking up to me and saying that I'm moist or if I look moist.
are no equivalents to the word moist. Closest word is like juicy. But there's a big difference between juicy and moist. And it doesn't matter because people are genuinely repulsed by the word itself. And it's not just moist. People feel the same way about curd, panties, ointment. I was just learning about this on newscientist.com. And not only are there words that are inherently repulsive, but apparently there are also words that are inherently hilarious. Like flange and wriggly and boobs. And apparently there's a whole science to this as well. Words containing an ooh sound are disproportionately likely to be rated as funny. But what do you think? Are there any words that you find to be naturally hilarious, or words that you are repulsed by, like moist? For
if you have an unsightly mole, you might think you can just cut it off yourself, but you actually shouldn't do this. You see, moles can sometimes extend deeper than what you see, often with roots that connect to blood vessels and nerves.
See, I didn't know that. I didn't know they go that deep. Is there any truth to that? Leave a comment below. Let me know what you know about moles.
Slicing it off yourself could cause serious bleeding, scarring, and even leave behind cancerous tissue. Instead, a dermatologist can safely remove it using techniques that won't harm it.
Recently, a Harvard law graduate has came out and said he knows the exact location of an alien base where hundreds of UFOs are stored and that the U.S. government knows about it and has been monitoring it. Daniel Sheehan is a 79-year-old Harvard law graduate, and he gave a speech for this New Paradigm Institute, which is his research institute, and they research UFOs, UAPs, things like that. But he said off the coast of California there is a small island called Guadalupe, and it's a volcanic island, and that's where the UFOs are living, and that the U.S.
Look, we over here talking about the UFOs living. Meanwhile, this is just like a resort to them.
It had USS Nimitz stationed there to watch the UFOs go in and out of the water. Let's dig into that. USS Nimitz was actually stationed in San Diego right here on this blue dot from 2001 until 2012. Now that's less than 300 miles away from this supposed alien base. Also less than 300 feet from where the USS Nimitz was stationed was Santa Catalina Island. Now this is where the Tic Tac UFO was seen exiting the water by the USS Nimitz. Now this prompted Rear Admiral Tim Gallaudet, who is retired now, to investigate the oceans for UFOs and UAPs. He had a good buddy of his basically scan the ocean floor around Santa Catalina Island to see what he could find. Near Santa Catalina Islands, Tim and his friend found an unnatural ridge in the ocean floor that goes on for over a mile long. Keep in mind, this is less than 300 miles away from the supposed UFO alien base. So we have the volcanic island that supposedly has the alien base underneath it. We have the USS Nimitz stationed in San Diego until 2012. Now it is stationed up in Washington, but still on the coast. And then we have Santa Catalina Island, which has been a hotbed for UFOs and for the Tic Tac sighting. All of these are within 300 miles of each other. I don't know. I think Harvard man telling the truth.
A group of scientists say that they've figured out how to intercept alien radio signals and have even done a test run of these protocols. The paper that we're talking about is called A Radio Technosignature Search of TRAPPIST-1 within the Allen Telescope Array, and TRAPPIST-1 is a system 41 light years away with a red dwarf planet, a couple of exoplanets, and has a high probability of hosting life, higher than anywhere else nearby that we can see. Is it going to be gray aliens? Probably not, but there might be life. Now, what's interesting about this study is that a lot of searches assume that aliens are going to be using some kind of powerful signal like a beacon intended to reach distant planets. However, what this particular technique does is it starts looking for much smaller signals that they might be used to communicating with their own spacecraft or satellites or something.
In my opinion, we're looking for the entirely wrong thing. We're looking for signals. They might be sending out something else.
Like that. I love this article says occult techniques. What it actually means is an occultation, kind of like when there's an eclipse and the earth passes in front of the sun, not the earth, the moon passes in front of the sun, and you see the light kind of arcing around it. Well, this particular system, TRAPPIST-1, does have an occultation with earth, so what could happen is we can search for radio spillover of a signal being sent from a further planet or a further world to a nearer one. one. Scientists already got approval to use the Allen telescope array to test this out for an impressive 28 hours, and during this time, there were 7 possible planet occultations were predicted to have occurred, producing around 2,200 radio signals that we could check for alien life. Now, none of these signals turned out to be the work of little green men, gray aliens, or, aliens of any kind, as is common with these type of articles, but the scientists' method did work. The fact that they were able to identify promising signals at all, it was different than what, we've been doing before, and that the proposals that they put out absolutely did work, means that we can turn this to check other star systems to look for local communication amongst aliens, which I think is very interesting, and at the very least will advance our own communications here on Earth.
Can you take that no, she's going over there.
Look. Oh, did you see that?
Did you see that? Wow!
Did you see that?
I seen it. Yeah, that was a big flash. I thought that was a torch. That's one thing I didn't see in my whole life.
Wow.
Make a wish, quick, make a wish.
I'm gonna put that on camera.
It do look like it kind of hit something like a barrier or something. I don't know. Your thoughts in the comments. I don't know if those was 2 objects or is that just the sparks from it hitting. That's actually pretty dope right there. I can't even lie. This is like a real life cartoon.
If aliens don't exist, why the police passing out UFO handbooks? Message, warning, what do they know that we don't know? I tell you this, the whole year of 2024 been all about UFOs. Not to mention Taylor Swift showed up wearing a UFO dress. Message, warning, then Katy Perry performs her hit song E.T. with Kanye West. Message, warning, I guarantee 2025 we will make our first contact with the aliens that actually control everything on this planet. They're going to return to us and say that we are y'all guys. We made y'all. Everything in the media and the Matrix is all planned out. She wore this UFO dress to get our attention, and she got it. 48 hours ago, they passing out UFO handbooks. They are trying to get us ready for something, and I believe 2025 is going to let everyone know what's really taking place. Remember, 2024 is the year of the dragon. 2025 is the snake or the serpent shedding its skin. All secrets will be exposed.
Today we're going to be discussing gravity. This quote by Sean Carroll from Quanta and Fields on page 42 is extremely relevant to the conversation we're going to be having today. It is difficult to explain quantum mechanics in a satisfying...
Hey, this guy right here, man, I like him because he's so entertaining. Like, I upload a lot of these videos and I post a lot of videos because it just be entertaining. You know what I mean? You never know whose entertainment it is. It might be your entertainment, it might be my entertainment, but hey, at the end of the day, it's entertainment.
When we can't even agree on what the theory says. Now, before we explain how this relates to gravity, we have to understand a few fundamental things before we get into that. Specifically, the words kinematics and dynamics. Kinematics is the branch of mechanics concerned with the motion of objects without reference to the force which causes the motion. So purely just the object in motion and a description of that motion, or that motion in relation to other bodies. Now we have dynamics, which is the branch of mechanics concerned with the motion of bodies under the action of forces. The forces or properties which stimulate the growth and development or change within a system or process. Why are we talking about this? What is the importance of this? Well, we have a theory for gravity and we have a law for gravity. These two words perfectly describe why we have these two things. Why would we have a law and a theory for something, right? The acceleration rate is described, or the kinematics is described by the law, by this mathematical formula here. The current dynamical claim for why that acceleration rate happens is the theory of relativity. The reason why we have to have this dynamical claim is because Einstein realized that there is no distinction between acceleration and gravity. If you were stationary on the earth and you dropped a basketball, it would accelerate towards the ground. And if you were taking a rocket and you were in space and you were to go up, it would look the exact same way. So that's the equivalence principle, even though space doesn't real. Just a hint. This was just a crazy thought experiment done by some guy in the 1900s that married his cousin. How does Sean Carroll's quote relate to gravitation? Well, with quantum, they can't agree on what the theory says. With gravity, they can't agree on what the theory is. Everybody's heard of mass attracting mass from Newton, but not a lot of people are aware of the modified Newtonian dynamics, the current theory where they are modifying Newton's theory and making it work with the time variable in the modern era. That is a current theory for gravity, a dynamic claim. We also have entropic gravity, which is a modern claim, where gravity emerges from entropy. We also have a quantum claim of gravity, that gravity is acting as a particle. Another dynamic claim. And then we have the theory of relativity. All of these claims are equal as of now. One is not better than the other as far as the modern theories. So we have specifically 4 different theories we've listed here, probably more, of how gravity dynamically works. They don't know. They don't have any idea. And Einstein's theory requires literally dark matter and dark energy to make up 95% of the universe because its mathematics was wrong on galaxy cluster rotation speeds relative to mass. So yes, Einstein's theory of relativity was off by 95%. So they made up an invisible particle in mass.
I'm up here wondering, how is this hat backwards? Spelled backwards, but the words on the back of the screen is right. I don't know. Am I tripping? Leave your thoughts in the comments.
That nobody can see that is supposedly there and makes up 95% of the universe alongside dark energy. To quickly give you an idea of why things fall and go up before we head out of here on a flat earth, we have buoyancy, density, and electrostatics. A helium balloon is not an anti-gravity machine. It's simply less dense than the encompassing medium. So if you're in the atmospheric gases that we have on the earth and you're more dense like a human, you're not going to fly away from the earth. Why things fall in a vacuum at the same rate is not gravity either. There's just no medium to impede the motion, so everything should fall at the same rate. Why things fall up and not down in a vacuum is because we have electrostatics in the atmosphere, like I'm showing here. So the atmosphere is positively charged and it is constantly grounding to the ground. So there's a constant downpour, everything is electrostatic, so everything will naturally seek down. You will have to supersede that force with buoyancy and density. Vacuum cannot do that. So hope you enjoyed this. There are some problems with the modern theory of gravity, and if anybody is claiming that gravity is real and has been proven, they just don't understand that why they have a law and a theory. So go ahead and send this over to somebody that thinks gravity is proven and real. Hope you guys have a good one. See you in my lives. Every day off, I do go live.
Will we reach other stars in our lifetime? Nah, dude. Most people don't really know where we're at with space travel. Interstellar travel, or traveling betwixt stars, is so difficult that it might actually be impossible. The problem is distance. With current technology, it would take at least 100,000 years to reach the closest star system. Keep in mind, it's not because we're traveling through air and there's resistance and wind slowing us down. All we have to do is reach a speed, and then there's nothing stopping us from maintaining that speed. But we can't even explode it engine hard enough to go fast enough. A nuclear fusion engine would speed things up, but no one knows by how much, and it would still take hundreds of years. That's our closest neighbor, and its planets are probably not habitable. A more reasonable group of exoplanets that might be habitable is the TRAPPIST system at about 40 light years away, meaning that even at light speed, it would take 40 years to
I don't know. It seemed like even if we did find another planet or something, it had to be exactly the same. It's like it was slightly bigger. Like it wouldn't be habitable if it was slightly smaller or spinning slightly faster. Like I don't know if our bodies would be able to take something like that.
reach this. Exploring our solar system, however, doable. It'll be rough, but at least it's within technological proximity. If we were to leave the solar system, we couldn't use the same technology, nay, the same physics. The only way we're getting out of here is if someone finds a way to shortcut space, or for all you math nerds, travel above it. The order of operations for that is someone has to figure out the math first, and that will be the easy part. The hard part is building an apparatus that breaks the laws of physics with materials that don't exist against a structure that's holding itself together against insane unknown forces. This is what we got, not interstellar travel. Stop holding out for it.
And all of a sudden you see Wisdom at Petmart trying to get him a pet bird. I don't know, it just started to make a lot more sense after watching this. For some reason, birds have a strange fetish of just collecting money. And them are my type of friends that I like to be around. My nigga Tweet been watching Dora the Explorer and got inspired by Swiper. I don't know how that they know to grab the money and bring it back home. Where is it that I can potentially acquire one of these birds?
Hey, now that is pretty interesting. Imagine having one of these birds. Leave your thoughts in the comments.
One of these, as the YNs will call it, methods. And it's a simple exchange. You keep bringing the little thing that's made from trees to me, and I'll give you grain that will last you for winters. Y'all be thinking birds dumb, but in all actuality, they smart as hell. And me personally, I need some of this.
So there was another portal that opened up in Kentucky this time, y'all. This was just a few days ago. And this portal did the same thing that the portal in Tennessee did, which basically transitions to many things, y'all. Look at that. Look, it's burning up. Look, you see how it is now? It's getting brighter. It's changing. Look at that, y'all. Now look at this. Look, it looks like a huge ship. Y'all see that? Look at that, y'all. Look at this. Wait till y'all see what it looks like in the end, y'all. But here's a closer look. The people are happy. They about to sing and everything, y'all. Look at this. And then it looked like this. Why is all these portals looking like that, y'all? All the portals that's coming through.
I don't know. What y'all think that is? Anybody in Kentucky? Anybody witnessed this? What's the news around there? Let me know.
A spinning wheel, right? Like the Ezekiel wheel? Look at that. So we see all these portals opening up everywhere, and the crazy thing is, one of the greatest TV shows that we've ever known, Gullah Gullah Island, is returning, and it's also called The Portal. Look.
Oh boy, they used to love Gullah Gullah Island, boy.
And now we're seeing portals opening up everywhere, y'all. In the sky, Detroit, Miami, Ireland, Japan, all these portals are coming up. And now Gullah Gullah Island, the portal's returning. But y'all see that? Look at that, y'all. Something's going on here. What do y'all think is going on here, y'all? Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. And let's continue to get this shift. Yo, this dude is just walking in the middle of the desert. And then this happens, y'all. This huge hole opens up, starts just bursting out with flames.
Maybe somewhere where oil is or something. Who knows? Pre-started fire. I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all think it is.
Look at that, y'all. In the middle of the desert. He said the ground just opened up right in front of him as he was walking. Literally, bro, he was saying he's the only one out there too. That's crazy. Look, That's crazy. Is that like a gas line or something like that, y'all? It seems that these sinkholes or these hellholes are opening up all over the planet. Remember the one that opened up in Texas in front of that Walmart? And now in the desert, y'all, of all the places, we can't help but to see the changes that are occurring all over the planet right in front of our eyes, y'all. Like, nobody's immune to this. This is crazy. And then the weather in the desert just keeps flipping. It only used to be a desert over there, but now they're getting snow and floods as well. So y'all are now fire. So they're being affected by all the weathers over there, and that's supposed to be a desert. But yeah, y'all, let me know what you guys think about this video. This is crazy, y'all. Crazy times ahead. Let's get
plasma bubbles now. Wait till you hear this. So China has this massive radar that can pretty much scan half the planet at one time. It's called LARID, Low Altitude Long Range Ionospheric Radar. It's just this, but way bigger, and it detects plasma. Now, it's actually not a bubble of plasma over the pyramids. It's a lack of plasma over the pyramids, a void of plasma. They also all include a picture of the pyramids and don't talk about them at all in the articles. Why do we care? Plasma is not only the fourth state of matter, it is the mother of all matter. Stars are balls of plasma. When they supernova, they create everything else from plasma through nuclear fusion. So we could say from the Tao there comes one. From that one comes three. And from the three comes all things. That's actually from the Tao Te Ching, ancient China flexing a little bit. Speed round. Plasma is charged photons or loose electrons. It's the visible form of electricity and fire. It doesn't care about you, it'll go through you like a spicy ghost. When high voltage plasma goes through a pyramid, it comes out in a helix. When radio waves like LARID interact with a pyramid, it focuses electromagnetic energy into the earth. So what you're seeing isn't the pyramids blowing a hole in the atmosphere. The research suggests it's vortexing into the earth. If you know anything about Tesla's work, you'll know why this is insane. Tesla's wireless power wasn't through the air, it was through the earth, through something called xenic waves. These waves can even travel over things on the earth. They're very real. A funny thing happens when these waves interact with water. They create something called exclusion zone water. This fourth phase not only removes impurities through the bond structure, it significantly increases crop yield, and the water acts like a battery holding the charge of that plasma in it. This technique is being funded and used by the EU today. Now, if only the pyramids interacted with water.
If y'all made it this long, y'all my real supporters. And I don't know what's going on with my views and stuff, but they've been dropping my stuff, man. But hey, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. I'm going to keep dropping these videos, man. Make sure you like this video so I can try to get this out to more people so we can grow the family.